Hey everyone, it's Lynn. I hope you are having a lovely evening. I am enjoying the warm weather and just got done with going after some bugs, some squash bugs and the eggs, because they cleared me out last year and I am like so over it. I don't think I've ever done a gardening video, and gardening is like one of my favorite things to do in the summer. So I thought I'd take you along and give you a tour. Yeah, last year I got maybe 3 or 4 zucchinis and that was it. The squash bugs like bored into the plant and just sucked the nutrients out and killed it. And then after it was done with my zucchini, it went to my pumpkin plants and it went to my squash plants and it killed the cucumbers. So I have been very diligent every single day. I come out with some brown tape and I flip over every single leaf, every one of them. And I stick my tape to the eggs and then I smush them. And then I keep an eye out for the adults and then I get rid of them too. But I'm going to show you my garden because it's something that I absolutely love and brings me joy. Life's not been the easiest the last couple of years, and this really helps me to feel good in this season. So I'm going to found, this is like from the back to the front. So here on my patio, or on the back side of the patio, I have some yarrow. I have 2 of them. One's kind of, I think this sunflower has kind of taken some of its sunlight, but I'm hopeful that it'll come back next year. So I've got some yarrow there. I just planted this guy here, which is supposed to be a showy milkweed, which is a local plant. These are Gerba daisies that I got on clearance for like $3 at Walmart. I am the queen of saving clearance plants. How about you guys? Here I've got these beautiful, oh my gosh, they are so soft, so beautiful. They're supposed to be sunflowers. I don't know, they don't really look like sunflowers to me. I've got this really pretty wildflower that I just kind of let go. This is a morning glory. It is a pain in my rear end and takes over everything, and I'm constantly battling it. This pretty petunia, I think, and that one were both, you can see the clearance sticker. They were clearance from Walmart. That is one of those yucca plants, and I keep trying to cut it back and it won't go away. They are really pretty. They grow these long white stalks and pretty flowers, but then they spread over everything. This is just a wildflower that I just let go. These are some pretty daisy-like flowers that I got from the farmer's market last year. Oh, I accidentally cut too much of it, but they come back year by year. Some bee balm that is spent for the season. I got these pretty little yellow flowers that are almost done for the season too. I got them from Walmart. This little skinny guy right there is going to be a coneflower. This is a calla lily that I moved from a different section of my garden. Zinnias. Love them. These are my absolute favorite summer flower. Well, maybe my second favorite. This is a wild flower. Apparently it's like invasive, and they make these really pretty little white and pink flowers in the morning, and they only show in the morning. And I just let them go because I think they're beautiful. That was part of my Mother's Day gift, and this poor plant has seen some better days. It has the petunias in it and these pretty little blue flowers, but it is not enjoying the heat. More morning glory that I'm going to have to come and pull out. Some mint. I am growing comfrey, and comfrey is a bit invasive, but if you chop it down and then you kind of like chop it up, you're supposed to put it around the base of your fruit flowers your fruit trees, and it's supposed to be really dense in nutrients and help it. So that's what I've been doing. This is calendula that my dog keeps trampling. Some more of that pretty little flower. I have black cap raspberries, which we got a few. The deer got most of them. I have literally a forest of tomatoes. I intentionally planted 20 because I make sauce every year. So this plant here is a San Marzano. These are really good paste tomatoes. They make awesome paste. I have green beans. They haven't flowered yet. They're just kind of growing up this panel. I have one little tomato plant and this other one. These were, well, actually, I guess we have 3 of them. They're cherry tomatoes that are volunteers from some plants that fell last year. Snow peas. You can see the beautiful tomatoes coming in. I might have bit off more than I can chew this year, but we'll see. I have a variety of heirloom tomatoes, and I have a variety of paste tomatoes like the San Marzanos or just Romas, because they don't have a lot of seeds. It's mostly meat, and they don't have to cook down as long when you boil the sauce down. These are called black crims. They get to be like a purplish pink, and they're very good. But they have a lot of juice in them, so I think our canning season's going to be a little long this year. Backside of our plants. This little guy needs to grow up the trellis. Up the trellis, my friend. Yeah, there you go. Help you out. These are called pink ladies. They were just a different variety that I got from a farm plant thing that I went to, just a sale. I don't remember what those are. It says blue something or other. I can't read the label. But I thought I'd try some things that I've never tried before, because, I like to try at least one different thing every year. These are nearly as tall as me. It's crazy. So those are the tomatoes. I'm very excited. I still have several jars of sauce from last year that we just planted a ton and paid off really well. I have some marigolds here and over there. I was doing some pruning yesterday. I just have to get rid of the waste. I have some turnips here. Turnip greens are delicious. And then also turnip root is really good if you cook it with your potatoes. And they really add a really nice flavor. As you can see here, this is a strawberry plant that the deer are having their way with. Really ticking me off. We have this beautiful volunteer plant. I think it's called Queen Anne's lace, and I'm just letting it be. I have more turnips, and then I have some green onions that are kind of a little crowded out. Have some red cabbage here. In the back, that one and that one are eggplants. Zucchini. Over here we have some red beets. I love making red beets. pickled red beets every year. That's my thing. And you can see we have some little ones. They don't have any grains on it because the deer got them. I have some plantain, which just grew on its own, and I'm just letting it be. I'm not like a hardcore gardener where I pull all the weeds. I just kind of let nature do its thing, and I just try really hard to just kind of give the plants a little bit of space. But some of these are growing a little crazy. These are called ground cherries. My friend Gina gave them to me this year. I've never grown them before, but these do come back year after year from what I've read. And so what you're looking at is these little plants here. They grow and grow, and then eventually they fall down and they kind of dry up. And then you're supposed to just kind of let them dry out, and then you'll be left with this little ground cherry. And they are delicious. They kind of taste like pineapple. Can't believe it. And they're really good. So definitely that was a nice one from her. This right here is round number 2 of radishes. I had a first round. They were delicious. They went crazy. And so I had to pull them out and replant. So those should be ready in a few weeks. I'm not sure what that thing is. It grew by itself, but I do have some spinach back here, spinach, lots of carrots, and my lettuce has bolted. So hopefully the seeds will fall and I'll get lots more. In this row here, I planted more zinnias. They're supposed to be deer deterrent. I don't know. We have a pretty decent property and they are just going crazy. This plant here is kale, and I'm just hoping like these seeds will grow some more because it kind of just, it bolted really quickly in the beginning of the spring, and I really didn't get much of that. So I'm hoping for more in the fall. I have some Swiss chard, which is going to make some really great stir fry. This row here, this has not bolted yet, but that has. That is the same thing as that. That is mustard greens. Moving on, I do have celery kind of growing in there, and it's kind of hiding. These are some volunteer tomato plants that kind of grew on their own, which I just don't like to kill off plants, so they're just doing their thing. These are some black beans. The deer have, again, been having their way with them, but some of them are growing. So black beans were on this row, and pinto beans are here, and more black beans here, mixed in with some tomatoes. They were beautiful heirlooms. This is a pumpkin. These are pumpkin. So this is like what I do. I take my leaf, every single leaf, mind you, and I turn it over and I check to see if there's any seeds, like any, not seeds, any of the bug seeds, yeah. Eggs, there you go. This is like remnants of where they were, and I just took tape, stuck it on there, and they stuck to the tape, and then I smushed the little jerks. See lots of flowers. It's doing really well. I think I had some celery down here. Yeah, celery is right in here. More Swiss chard. I've got some sage. This poor plant has been seriously attacked by the squash bugs. This right here is coffee, Dawn dish soap, and water. And apparently that's supposed to kill off squash bugs. I think that poor little cucumber vine is probably a goner, and I'm going to have to come get it, but that is for later. These are cucumbers. They're doing pretty well. I got a little pollinator up in there. Thank you, friend. And down here we have some cauliflower I planted 4 of them here. In this section here, we have some, oh, you can't see it from that side. This is all butternut squash. They're supposed to be a little more resistant to those squash bugs, but I've been picking off lots. These are long neck pumpkins, and I'm kind of trying to get it to grow up the lilac tree because it is kind of full on this trellis. So here is, again, the butternut squash. I know I have a nice big one here. It's doing really great. And a little one here. Where'd you go? There it is. And another one. So we're gonna get a few at least. Cucumbers, you can see the tops of these are where the deer ate them, and it's just a constant battle. Pretty rose bush. This is a kiwi berry vine, which makes flowers, but no actual kiwis. I guess you're supposed to have a male and a female, and I don't know what I have, so it just grows flowers. More zucchini, lots of flowers. I have a nice little garden here. As you guys know, I lost my son 3 years ago, and this is his garden. I planted this red rose bush at the first anniversary of his passing. My daughter picked it, and it's perfect. It's a little overgrown right now, but we have some lavender. We have dianthus. I don't remember their names. I don't remember half of their names. These are gladiolas. That's what we've got going on here. Little garden sign. I have a total of 6 blueberry bushes. They're done for the season. I just got them last year. They're supposed to be like 2 and 3 year plants, and they got a few berries, but not too much. This blueberry vine I've had for, not vine, bush, we've had for like 14 years, and it's, I think, coming to the end of its life. This is gooseberry, which are delicious, but the deer got them all this year. I planted a red raspberry bush here this year. I do need to do some weeding because the grass is getting a little high over here. But hey, pardon the weeds, I'm feeding the bees. My knockout roses, more morning glory, lots of mint. I love the mint. And then I have, this is like my number 2 favorite plant, is hibiscus. My dad bought it for me probably like 10 years ago. And it's beautiful. Like the blooms get to be like the size of your hand. They're beautiful. Shasta daisies, tree. We have squirrels, clearly, that move the walnut plants over here. Hibiscus, a butterfly bush, which I don't know if we have any butterflies or anything on it right now, but last year it was loaded up. So that's kind of it. That is my garden. Keeps me going through the summer, and I really enjoy it. I do have a couple things over here on the patio. I'll show you real quick. 2 little tomato plants because I didn't know where to go with them. Ashwagandha, which is not enjoying its bucket right now. I have to move it. I think those are supposed to be basil. A wildflower that I got from the farmer's market is doing beautifully and really attracts the pollinators. Some thyme, basil. I don't remember the name of this one, but it's really pretty. It has these teeny little pretty pink flowers. Some rosemary, just a succulent. Some orange green looking plants. They're really cool. More succulents, a baby rose, oregano, which I didn't know oregano is kind of like mint. It just takes over everything. Some sad looking basil, some rosemary, some chamomile, mint. I don't remember what those pink ones are. Some plants that I moved. More lavender. Tiny Toms. And I think that is okra. And that's it. So if you're still with me, thanks for watching. Just sharing what brings me joy. And love to know if you like to garden. And if you do, what do you grow? I always like to try something new every year. So give me some suggestions for next year or even for the fall in Zone 5. So anything in Zone 5 that'll grow in the fall that you like, please let me know. All right. See y'all later. Bye.